college today could start college, and by the time they graduate, the career field might be obsolete.
That's right.
It happens. So we have to watch these things and keep up with how the market changes. Okay, next. The connection between work and eventual career choice. In other words, to help the student become motivated, we tap into the interest. We say, we ask the question, what are you interested in? And we go from there. We have all types of questions to help them discover their true interests and desire. And we build from that point. And then that helps to get motivated. And then we start talking about this math that you hate. Here's how it fit into what you love to do. Here's why you have to do this now so that you can get over here. Here's how this fit in. Okay, next. In support of the program at the site where the study was done, they've written letters. I have those letters too. That they want this program at the school. So that's another site we opened in September. There's another site we started in September at this particular site. Give me a hand here. Hey. All right. Now, we've already talked about the validation of the research. Flip. Next chart, please. Okay. Now, in support of the School of Success, leader asks adults 65 and over if they could live again, what would they do differently? And I submit that if somebody had lived, we can learn from that. Yeah. So that's what we're doing here. They say three things: to be more reflective. In other words, they stop and think. You know, like the Bible says, God is talking all the time.
Yes.
But you know, if we're too busy to listen, we don't hear what He's saying.
That's right.
Okay. Be more reflective. Listen. Be more courageous. In other words, now that you've been reflecting and thinking, you have something that you can challenge. So take off and do it. Okay. Now look at the third one. Be clear earlier about purpose. So we have to give them time to do that. The best time to do it is in this K-12 window. Next. Okay. Greenwich, 2001. Both of these, they both have PhDs and have written over 30 books in the area of career development. And they were talking about people, about 50% of Americans say they would make a different career choice today than they made when they first entered the job market. It doesn't mean that they were unhappy. It just means they might be happier, knowing what they know now about it. Okay, next. Another study revealed that more than 46% of men and 40% of women say they are still trying to figure out the meaning and purpose of life. That has nothing to do with intelligence, has nothing to do with how old you are, has nothing to do with your educational level. It has to do with the fact that you haven't been taught how purpose works and how purpose can be a tool, and purpose is your main tool in life to be successful. If you tune in on that purpose, all of a sudden the world just comes and things start happening and it comes all together. But you have to pay your dues to get there. You have to discover it. And that's where the journey is. I've been there. I said, wait a minute, I think I'm done now. And then I found that as I walk along, I can only see as far as my step goes. And then when I get to the end of that step, then I can see farther. That's an example of discovering the purpose. Daybreak said most people, the number one problem is trying to figure out what they really want to do with their lives. From the day we were born, we on search to discover our purpose. And that's how our faith gets better when we in line with our purpose. Okay, next. Murdoch believes that a person's life calling is usually whatever creates the highest level of joy. Okay, that's a strong clue. Nevertheless, most people waste their lifetime working on the wrong job. They sort of get caught there, and then they don't do anything about it. Yeah, they get stuck and don't do anything about it. I'm saying there are ways out of that. So we teach people how to get out of that. Okay. Next. Murdoch said many people are in the grave, buried dreams, buried treasure, buried potential. Okay. Weren't motivated. Then leader said we all have God-given natural gifts and unique potential for a creative expression. The problem is on the end. The challenge, of course, is to figure out how to make a living with our unique purpose. Now, that is a challenge. But in School of Success, we teach how that's done and help people to deal with that issue. See, we only do career development. We're not doing any other type of counseling. We know that counselors have many things to do at the school site. Now, all type of counselors. We only deal with career development, and we can help the counselors in the school system with career development. Okay. Now, here's another. This is a graduate student. And this researcher as of 2004 told this author, a 22-year-old graduate student in psychology, tells her, my problem is that I don't have any idea what I want to be. Now, you know that this person had to be obviously intelligent and gifted. This person is in graduate school. Okay? In graduate school, and so if they're in graduate school, it's the fact that they haven't been taught how to make that kind of decision. So we know that based upon the research. This is not what Moses said. This is what the research says. Okay? Muhammad Ali. His daughter works and is a part of works. She has a master's degree in social studies, and she invited him over to speak to 100 inner city youth, and this is what he told them about purpose. And we know that he lived a life of purpose. Mm-hmm. Okay, next. So the focus of School of Success is that more than 50% of high school seniors like Claire goals. We work with them. That's why this thing was developed. Secondly, the career development and counseling are inadequate with counselor-student ratio. So what we want to do, we want to help counselors. Schools that do not have counselors that focus on career development, this curriculum is a perfect piece. Schools who do have counselors, they don't have time to do the career development the way it should be done. So that's another perfect piece. So what we need to hire and train through the trainer. A lot of teachers will have a lot of jobs to help fill that need. And we can help now that then the teachers who are doing an excellent job will see the benefits of what they're doing. If not, the teacher's not teaching. And the employers look and say, well, look what I'm getting out of the school system. They don't understand that the student doesn't understand how to use that education that they have. So we're going to teach that. So our mission, we help people, and especially youth ages 12 to 18, discover their purpose in life, develop life skills, set clear goals, and create plans to take their personal and professional life to a higher level in the areas of service, leadership, and entrepreneurship. So any teacher, any counselor, or anybody that likes work in this area, and I can tell you now, every time I make a presentation, I sign up people. Just last, at the Rotary, not too long ago, last Friday, a teacher signed up there and had reminded me that I had mentioned this before. But I had to remind her that when I mentioned that I didn't realize how far, that there were many steps between where I was and the vision at that time. See, anytime you get a vision and a mission, there's a preparation period. And you some people have to go back to school. In my particular case, I needed to go back to school. Some people have to work at certain places for a while, and that's not their place. For example, when I mentioned to the city a while last week, and I told them how we are going to keep track of the students. I have about 17 targeted seminars, because what we do in career development, we look at a career-related issue. And I've been gifted to develop training programs, and that's why these books, this workbook, are like this. Now, I could have had this published, but I did not publish it. I chose not to publish it separately. I published some other books that I'm doing, because these books are customized for specific needs. So I have about 17 seminars already customized based upon existing issues in career development to help solve these issues, and they'll be customized every day. So in the area of career development, this is, let me put this in. This part, and I'll be very brief. That's all right, I'll come back to that. The coin demonstration is simply a software. It's a software, and I have it on the computer, that shows all of the different types of programming. In fact, I have the accountants in the house. Let's look at that. Okay. Let's take a look at occupation profile. See, it says business interests will be data. Some people like working with things.